I got my computer back, and it's beautiful, and it makes me happy, and I actually feel like I can be somewhat more productive now. Today, Bob Ross. Again, I'm actually not sure if I've ever actually worn this shirt before, but the thing I love the most about the shirt, let me see if I can find him, is there's a tiny little hidden Bob Ross that you have to look really hard, that he's like peeking behind the bushes, and I don't see him now. But he might be on the back, actually. But yeah, somewhere on this shirt is this teeny tiny. Oh, wait, there he is. See him? He's in the water. Oh my gosh. It fills me with absolute joy. He's just like, it's so good. If for any of you guys who've never watched or heard of Bob Ross, he's great. He just teaches you to paint, and it's like so ASMR as he's like scraping the brush on the canvas. And he's like, and remember, anytime you make a mistake, you can always turn it into something else. There's no such thing as mistakes when we're learning to paint, when we're learning to express ourselves with the power of color and the power of the canvas and the color. And God, he's great. I need to watch more Bob Ross. Anyway, so this is going to be a short video. Have you ever just had stuff just flying at you? Just doesn't stop. Does not stop. I get my computer back and everything's going great. And the window in my van on the driver's side, the front, I roll it down to talk to someone and it just goes and just falls into the door. And like I've taken it to like 3 or 4 places and no one can fix it. And I'm having to ferry my poor children and wife around like a taxi service. Everybody's grumpy. Everyone's exhausted. We were up so late last night because of my child's soccer practice, and I had to be taken back to work, and they had to go to the soccer practice. We had to take the van somewhere else. All in all, here's the plan. Short video today. I'm not even going to give you a discussion question because I've already got like 50 of them to come back and grade. But so here's what I want you to do. The how-to project. I've gotten some emails. And I'm planning on going and looking at the drafts in the discussion board, which again, don't panic. The drafts were supposed to be very informal. I like what I'm seeing so far. I had a student ask me yesterday, could they go through multiple steps and talk about which method of doing something is the best? Sure, that's a little bit more argumentative, but for this assignment, I think it could work, especially if you go through the different methods of accomplishing the task and you outline all of them. I think that's perfectly fine. Like I've been saying in the lectures, one of the things that I really like is when students take a concept and kind of sort of change it around. I'm never gonna have a problem with that. I think that's great. That actually shows that you're thinking creatively about the assignment and you're trying to like fit it into your own like needs. That's great. So here's what I'm planning. Due date. I feel like I just finished grading papers and I'm absolutely mad, like just insane about this. But let's put the due date for the how-to paper on the 17th because I'd really like to go ahead and get this one graded. So we can have 3 grades in the book and hopefully we can go ahead and start talking about the 4th small assignment, which will be very, very, very low impact. Not going to be graded as harshly. The big final assignment, the 24 points, is on a research paper. That one's going to be a lot more in depth, and it's going to require the whole month of April to write that thing. It's going to be very in depth. It's going to be very long, and it's going to have a lot of moving parts to it. So basically, the last thing I want you to do for this how-to. Thank you, Czech Cola, for giving me the energy that I need to continue on my day. The last thing I really need you to do for this how-to assignment, I want you guys to practice a little bit with research. So what we're going to do here, and I've kind of hinted at this, is you're going to give me a works cited list. And you don't even necessarily have to go and cite your research in your paper. You don't even have to talk about it. All you're doing is going and looking for, let's say, 2 or 3 sites that have comment about the thing that you're writing about, right? So you don't have to go on Galileo, which we'll talk about. You don't have to go on any of those, scholarly sites. This is very, very simple. and you're going to give me a works cited page that tells me the websites that you use to kind of just get some information and get some idea of how to, do whatever it is, the task that you're learning about. So the good news is I'm very tired, and I just don't think I can teach research methods right now. And I definitely want to pass this off a little bit to our librarian. We've got our discussion forum in the discussion board that has a place where you can go and ask questions to the librarian. So again, I'm not putting a lot of high impact stuff on this particular works cited page. It's just a list of 2 or 3 sites that you used. You don't even have to kind of like cite them or anything. It's just kind of more like what we call literature review, but it is a works cited page. I have a video of me teaching how to use a citation generator. Now, the funny thing is, and I did want to make a comment about this, the citation generators that I teach are a little bit more problematic than I thought they were, because I have a student I've been working with in tutoring, and she's using the main system. I know I'm getting all tangled up. I wanted this to be a short video, and it's looking like it might not be. The systems that we use to format research papers and works cited bibliographic entries, those are using formats called MLA, Modern Language Association, which is typically for English and humanities classes. APA is American Psychological Association, which you see a lot in sciences, psychology, and whatnot. Chicago and Turabian, which makes my eyeballs want to explode, is very much used in history. And gosh, I think there's a few others. The funny thing is I've really been focusing on teaching my students to use citation generators. The main one that I use is Citation Machine. You can pretty much use the auto cite function on these in order to just kind of auto format your citation. It works pretty well. There's a manual function where you can go in and fill in the information in a form, and it'll spit the citation out at you. What I did not know is that these citation machines are not free if you're using APA. I thought you could always go in and type it into the form and kind of get the citation spit out at you. I didn't think you could use the auto cite, which is just insane to me now that you can't even use the form. You can't even go in and type in the information without having to pay Citation Machine or EasyBib. Now, it kind of sounds like I'm throwing shade at these companies. I'm not. It's just the way it is, right? That's just what we're dealing with and the resources that we are using. Part of this, God, I really don't need to make this comment, but I'm going to make it. Textbooks and textbook publishers are having a little bit of trouble justifying their existence right now, because a lot of the material that we use to teach with is now available for free on the internet. Like when I teach literature, I can kind of just sort of like use Project Gutenberg to share stories for students to write about. This is actually starting to become an issue, because they're putting paywalls up in order to keep students from using these citation machines in order to easily format these citations. Meaning, if you can't require students to buy a textbook, what if we all lock down APA so that you have to buy a membership to the citation generator? Otherwise, you're just basically having to write the citation. So the world kind of changed beneath my feet a little bit. So I think what I need to do is I actually need to go back and reformat the way that I teach writing citations. Now, for today, this will work because we use MLA in English. So what I'm going to do is, I think this still works as kind of a primer for writing the works cited page. And one of the other things I want you guys to understand with this particular assignment, don't be afraid to screw up your citation page. And the works cited page is just the bibliography at the end. I think I explained it in the other video I'm going to post. If you screw up this citation page now, it's not going to hurt you as badly as it will on the research paper. If you screw up the research paper's citation page, you're going to have an issue. But I will be sure to tell you what's going wrong with your citation page without necessarily like hitting you over the head with a bat. So what I'm going to do is today, obviously, I'm going to open the Dropbox. I'm going to post the rubric. I'm also going to link you to an older video of myself explaining how to use a citation generator. It's kind of interesting too, because it was at the beginning of the pandemic and I'm in my house and you can tell I'm really depressed. Like not much has changed. But I'm tired. So in any case, this video I'm going to show you is an old one, and I'm actually referring to an old assignment. Don't worry about the assignment. It actually was this really strange assignment I cooked up about writing about your career or some crap. So don't worry about that assignment. Just pay attention to how I show the citation generator and follow from there. If you guys have any big questions about this, just email me, let me know. Of course, we'll have our team session today, which I'm not even going to post this till after I get back from lunch. In any case, we'll do that. I'll post 2 videos today, so make sure you watch both. Gosh, I think that's all I've got to say today. From what I've seen so far, the how-to papers, they're going pretty well. I'm pleased. So we'll go from there. And due date is the 17th. And I'm excited to read more stuff from you guys. Thank you. And you guys have a great day and watch some Bob Ross.